She is a major star herself, and stars relate to other stars. It's like they're like dolphins, you know, they speak to each other the same language.
We would be traveling and we would joke that, every flight attendant recognized her, and that was sort of like, we're like, you're famous. And it was really what's incredible, and to this day, Annie really hasn't changed. I mean, I think Annie has a little heightened awareness of, that people recognize her now, and that she's a celebrity.
I think the first time that I realized that she really was famous was when she had her retrospective at the LA County Museum. That I went into the building and there were all these famous people looking at themselves. It's like, I go like, oh, what's Roseanne Barr doing here looking at her own picture, And everybody was really happy to see their picture on the wall.
When you look at her work and you look at all the people she's photographed, it's not bad company to be in. It's like winning an Oscar. It's limited. It's a limited company. And the company you're keeping is not bad at all.
Well, I think Annie's own celebrity is a very useful commodity, frankly, in the era where celebrity is all. I think another reason she manages to get people to do things is because they see her as a peer. They don't see Annie as, another hack photographer who's come in to take their picture at the behest of an editor or whatever. They know that she is herself somebody they know, that they've often known for many years, whose name is as big as theirs, so they don't act up very often in the way that they do with other photographers.
When they know they're being shot by Annie, it's like, this is the real deal. This isn't some fashion shoot about, me in my living room at home, with the dog. It's serious business, and this is when their star really becomes known. Their celebrity comes through like, I've made it. This is it. I'm actually. I think it's like I'm really cool now. I've been photographed by Annie. I'm very cool, and I think there is that moment where that picture becomes a perfect photograph.
At least they knew they were in good hands. They knew there'd be an amazing photograph being taken. It wasn't that they didn't know who this person was and they were going to be made a fool of. They always knew that at the end of the photo shoot, there would be a great photograph taken away from this. And I think that's what changed the most of, the subject being a little more at ease, knowing who she was.
If I'm working with another artist, you have to trust that person, or there's no point working with them. And, else it's just like publicity or like really, it just serves the media or something. But when you're working with an artist, you have to trust them. And it has to be sort of an unspoken collaboration. So, I just trusted that she knew what she was doing. And of course she does. I mean, that's the other great thing of working with Annie is that her confidence and her is infectious.
I've never experienced that with a photographer before, that this heightened sense, it's almost eroticism that arises in that moment. She's very seductive. When she's shooting you, you are it. You are the only thing in the universe. That's all she cares about. And I think that some of her being very hard on her assistants, which she's legendary for being, and I've witnessed it myself, is just about clearing the space between her and her subject.
There's a moment between the subject and Annie where she's shooting and shooting and shooting. She's got all this research in her mind that she's done to do the shoot. She's got all this technical stuff going on, all the production's coming together, and she's taking the pictures. And I think there's a moment actually between those two people where that celebrity realizes that Annie is the expert here and she's the pro. And when they give into that is when she gets that shot. And that's the shot usually that you see on the cover, or the shot we use in a portfolio, because that's the moment where Annie's the star there. And I really believe that.
Between her and the subject, there's transcendence. There's just magic. She is She is her greatest possible self, and she's radiant. And that just sucks you in.
Most people who are photographed by Annie who realize that it's her, short of tearing their shirt open and going, here I am, that's what they give, because people want to be photographed by Annie Leibovitz, because it's the one true moment.
It's about Annie's ability to get to the heart of an incredibly emotional, signifying moment involving these people, persuading them to do something, having them have a comfort level with her that they don't have with anyone else.
She's famous for making you do anything she wants to have you do. I mean, she decides what she wants you to do. And somehow she will have the art of communicating and persuading and getting you into that position and trying to sell the idea of what a great shot it is and how this will be a historic shot. She will have a dialogue down so packed that you go in there and says, no, you cannot make me do this. And half an hour later do exactly everything she wanted you to do and much more.